Hello, everyone. Happy full moon. Happy full moon. Who's feeling it? Who is feeling this energy and this emotional roller coaster? Who's here with me? We're showing up. We are expressing gratitude for our fingers and toes and just being alive and conscious. A trick that I use when my brain is braining. I just say, "Thank you so much, brain. I have a healthy brain. It works, and that's an incredible blessing. My brain is braining. Here's a problem. If you want to figure this out, absolutely offer that. But my brain is braining. Full mooning for sure. Definitely. Full mooning for sure. Good morning. Good morning. Happy full moon. Happy Cancer full moon. I am so grateful for every single one of you. I am going to let's let everybody join us, but I wanted to take a moment, Rachel. Oh my goodness, it is just cuckoo pants. Let's take just like a few breaths together and just shake it out and stem it out. Let's do this all together, okay? Let's do a deep breath in and breathe it out. Lion's breath if you need to. Do 3, breathe it in. Last one. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. Let's pull some cards today. I had, set all these intentions and wrote a few different things out, and oh my goodness gracious. And it just YouTube was like, error uploading. And I was like, I'll just do it again. Not gonna let anyone rain on my parade today. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And this is what's underneath it. We're gonna take a peek, see. Love this, love this, love this, love this. And the moon card. The moon card. I felt like that video of the Grinch in meditation screaming the out breath. Yeah, yeah, girl, scream it out, scream it out. Howl at the moon, howl at the moon. It's so intense out there. It's welcome, welcome. I'm never up this early. Oh my goodness. Yes, good morning. Happy full moon. I'm so excited that everyone's here. And really, this is just us feeling it all, us feeling it all. And it's so cuckoo pants. I love that phrase because it's just like, you know, this is normal. So what are we, 13 days into 2025, and this is normal. I love that when the moon comes up reversal, we've talked about reversal so many times, it can feel like we're absolutely losing our minds. I feel like I'm just like my Capricorn moon is so highlighted right now. So I'm like, this is how us cat moons feel all the time. Welcome, welcome everybody. But when the moon comes up reverse, we feel a little bit crazy. The word lunacy comes from the moon, Luna. And so this is the card, one of the cards that represents this full moon that we're having right now. And what's so fascinating, I didn't put all of the planets up, but today, the 13th, we have the sun and the moon opposite each other. On the 15th, we have the sun and Mars opposite each other. So we think of it as lenses, the sun, our ego, and Capricorn, legacy. Normally, oppositions are like full moon energy. YT Social, happy full moon, happy full moon. I'm so happy that you're here. And so we get like a double hitta of full moon energy, a double hitta. And when it's the moon, it's our emotions, it's our intuition. We're all getting upgraded. Really, if we take the lens of like what is actually happening out, show of hands, who's feeling super upgraded right now, that their intuition is coming online in a deeper way, that they're having experiences, the dreams. We talked about that this week. I did a whole video on dreams. But regardless of how we're experiencing it, yes, Kate, like we're being upgraded. We're being upgraded. So that is a phrase. I was up so early this morning. Okay, my friends. I was up before 4. And I'll just Tarantino this for you to the end of it, which was me erasing 81 pieces of content from my telephone, whether it be a video or a photograph of me attempting to record videos on the North Node in Pisces, the South Node going into Virgo. And I just like, I wrote things out. I was trying my best. I was like, you're super activated, so channel and do it. And every time I recorded, I was like, Flaw, what are words? What are normal words? What are human words? And then my brain is trying to do things. And then I'm looking into my own eyes. I'm like, you shouldn't be doing this. You should not be recording right now. And then all my guides are like doing the I Dream of Jeannie dance. And they're like, do, 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 do. And like everybody's in there vibing, like feeling great. But like, so yeah, 81 pieces of content were erased today. But the reason that I'm sharing all this with you is that the phrase that I wrote down for us navigating the North Node going to Pisces and the South Node going into Virgo is, this situation is upgrading me. This experience is upgrading. My body is upgrading. Whenever you have something physical going on with your body, like you can see out there where it's like, you got me this, you got me this, you got me this. I don't even like using the SICK word like ever. I just say to myself, like, this is upgrading me. My body's being upgraded. There's obviously a block in my throat chakra or in my third eye chakra that I really needed to experience, that needed to come up and out. But it's just utilizing our language for positive instead of like, this is happening out there, is to say, this is an I statement. I'm experiencing this. It doesn't matter what the catalyst was. I'm being upgraded right now. So that's something that going into the North Node in Pisces transit, and I will have a whole video as well as an all signs reading just for the nodal shift, which is January 2025 into August 2026. So it's a big, broad brushstroke that we can kind of look at for the North Node going into our house of soul purpose, healing, closures, and coming home. And the South Node is going to be releasing in our house of daily life and practical service. This is also the health axis that we're looking at. So you might be experiencing that like food that used to resonate doesn't resonate anymore. Experiences, friendships that used to resonate don't resonate anymore. Just even like the amount of coffee that I have every single day, it's not possible for me to drink the amount that I used to drink. It's just not possible. I'm like, my eyes are shaking and I'm crawling on the ceiling, and it doesn't help anybody, which triggers the crap out of my ego. Cause I'm like, it's the cafe, Sarah. How can you have a cafe without coffee? It's like, you can drink, what is this? Cup of calm tea, chamomile mint with some honey. Oh, so in the full moon channel that it's in my membership group, you can purchase it as a one-off, whatever it may be. The links are always in the description. So it's on my Gumroad. And in the full moon channel, for some reason, muffins came through. And I don't know why. I was like very, very, so I made muffins. I made muffins for us. I use coconut sugar and they're gluten-free. So that's why they're a little bit darker, but they are cinnamon cherry muffins. So I made one for you because I love you so much. And they're so, so good. But I was thinking of like, I was asking the guys, I was like, why muffins? Like, and it was like, usually it's breakfast time or morning time that we get together, normally at least Eastern Standard Time. And I don't know when you watch it, but it's like the smell of muffins, like I've been traveling before and been lost and stuck at airports where I'll be like, there's muffins. I'm going to have a muffin because it just feels so safe and warm and cozy. I mean, there's nothing better than a muffin top, so I'm going to have that. And it's so beautiful and so lovely. Like, and it's just so, I made muffins. They're cherry cinnamon muffins and they're gluten-free and sugar-free. And no egg butter. There's butter in it. There's not dairy-free. Pardon me. Well, actually, wait. There's coconut milk, eggs, butter, coconut sugar, gluten-free flour. I think that's it. So they're as delightful as can be. It's all organic. So I made one for you because I love you so much. And they're just so yummy. So we talked about this. I feel like, did she come through last week? I can't remember. I like these two together. There's a lot of things that are happening in a way that are so blessed and so wonderful. It just might not look like what we thought it was going to look like. And I talked about that in the full moon introductory video, where it's like, when is enough enough? where the full moon is falling in the Four of Cups card, where it's like, this doesn't look like exactly what I thought it was going to look like, so it's not a blessing. I'm labeling it as a negativism, but it could be the best thing that could have ever happened to you. This is also the Gemini card here. This is love coming. This is a beautiful card to come up. So for those that have been really working on themselves to become the vibrational match for their divine partner, divine masculine, divine feminine, really doesn't matter. We have it all inside of us. Know that this doesn't, there have been many seasons of my life where I just don't ever see this card at all. And it's been popping up a lot lately. So I want to share this with you. Let's see what else is in here. I'll shuffle one more. It's so nice when it comes up. Sometimes it catches me off guard and I'm like, where did you come from? What else do we need to see today on this full moon? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is what the North Node is going into. So every minor arcana card, save the aces, represents a specific decan of the astrological wheel. And since the North Node and the South Node, they go backwards, we start with, it's 8, 9, and 10 of cups that we're going into. So we'll start with the 10, then we'll go into 9, then we'll go into 8. And this card for me, morning, Caitlin. Good morning. Good morning. Happy full moon to you. So this card for me personally, and if you are a tarot reader, please comment below how you interpret this card reversed. I think of it as just like there's a few clouds in the sky, but I don't usually read this as in any way like a negativism. I just like, oh, it's a little bit cloudy. It just kind of resonates with what we were saying. Like it doesn't look like what we thought that it would look like. But please, if you're a tarot reader, comment below your interpretation of the 10 of Cups reversed. This is a happy family. This is a beautiful, happy family. They're just vibing outside. It's not even, no, we didn't. It's not even like the Four of Wands where there's like the tapestry. They're just happy. They're just grateful to be alive, grateful to have each other. I just got the image of like all of us holding hands across the world over here. And that was just like so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. I just have full chills. And it just might feel sometimes like, how do I say? I'll speak from I statements. I love this live. I love this space with everyone because sometimes you can feel like I'm in my living room by myself and we're connecting. But when we're live, it feels just like we're live in person. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's a step closer, just like having, coaching calls or Zoom meetings or just like one-on-one sessions, whatever it may be. It's pretty exceptional. It's pretty exceptional. So I love this. I want to do this one. This guy, he's in an advantageous position. He can handle all the things that are going on. He can handle it. Wand energy. This is Leo energy. And this just says to me, reversed, we kind of have to take, not everyone can, take the day off when it comes to the moon cycles. I feel very blessed right now. I have the capacity that, on full moons, I choose actively not to really, I do my lives, but I choose not to really book one-on-one clients on the full moons. I'm, super open to channels, but it's my interpretation that I want to be as clear as possible. And sometimes, and I've talked about this before, when I'm pulling cards for myself, it's a little bit like the Peanuts parents, which is whoop, 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 whoop. They're always there. But I feel as though sometimes was it last week or the week before that we talked about it? When I have no connection, let me rephrase. When I don't hear my higher self clearly, I know that I'm like asking and, idealizing her a little bit too much. And I'm saying, give me the answer, give me the answer, give me the answer. Instead of, hey, can we just chit chat over the tarot cards? Can we talk through these images? Can we connect clearly? And if I can't gain access to her, that's me saying I'm idealizing, I'm grasping, I'm reaching for something that I don't need to be reaching for. So it's kind of like, go play outside, Sarah. Go do something. Go for a walk. Go to the woods. Go hug a tree. Go talk to the ancients. Try your best. Of border changing in coming time. There's NYT Social, there's so much shifting. There's so much shifting and changing right now, especially the age of Aquarius. Yeah. It's definitely Everything's coming up to be released, everything's coming up to be viewed, and everything's coming up to be cleared right now. And I feel like today we're putting our swords down a little, and we're just saying, like, I'm just gonna feel this. Oh, that's what I was saying. Not everyone can take the day off. Not everybody can take the day off. So the advice that I would give to anyone as you're out and about in the world, I'm a Scorpio rising, YT social. But if you're asking specific comment, I forget how do you talk to someone specifically in the group chat? You just like at them. I forget how you do that, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And what was I saying? If you're out and about in the world, just let people. Everyone's feeling this energy, whether they have access to this knowledge or not. Everyone's just feeling very, very activated. The moon is so bright in the sky. We all become cuckoo pants. So when you can, put your sword down and just be like, you know what? I'm going to let that person go. I'm just let them go. Just going to let them go. I was, pulling into the cafe this morning, and there was someone going super duper slow in front of me, and the guy behind me was like laying on his horn, and I'm like, you're fine, dude. You're fine. You're fine. Yes, I saw the bright moon this morning at 7 a.m. Fourth house Aquarius. Yes, exactly. So this creative, beautiful being over here, he comes up reversed. I'm just hearing like sometimes like walking away is the strongest thing to do. Wow, Melanie, that is so cool. I just spilled my deck to the 7 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my goodness, please, anyone who's a tarot reader, pull cards during our live and share what comes up. Oh my goodness, first time catching a live. I'm so happy you're here. Happy full moon. We're really chatting about, like, we're all super activated. We're all showing up. I made muffins for you. I made gluten-free, sugar-free, cherry, cinnamon muffins. I just like putting cinnamon in everything. I just love it so much. I just love it. Just love it. I'm so excited. First time catching a live as well. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy. I love joining everyone together. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience to connect across the world. To relocate, Aquarius rising. And YT social is so beautiful and ambitious that you're feeling the call to relocate. It's like Pluto just went into your sign. So feel that call and keep just trusting that God will lead you to where it is that you're meant to be. You're feeling that call. It will happen. I believe it in my bones. So happy you're enjoying. I love making treats for you all. So happy. So happy. But this sometimes, actually not sometimes, right now, is what I'm hearing is like maybe receiving art could be a really helpful way. If you feel like you're exhausted, if you feel like your first time felt in 2005. Yeah. It's honestly, and like that Pluto shift, I feel like it's, how do I say? Pluto is our deepest transformation planet going into your rising sign, the house of self. You can't not be pulled into where you're supposed to go. It's like the difference, we talked about that a while ago, like the difference between walking away from something and towards something is so different. You have a desire and you are a bright light to do something beautiful and good in this world. And we've been talking, I know last week we had a really big conversation about your soul purpose and how a lot of people are feeling like, I'm called to do something. I just don't know what it is and I'm not sure what it is. That's okay. If it's cloudy in the woods, you just trust and you just know that it's going to happen and know that the moment that you're supposed to see it, you'll see it. But I feel like this creative being reversed could say, how can we receive art today? How can we listen to music instead of maybe if there's pressure and anxiety to create music? Like just maybe if like you're a singer, sing along to some songs, but you don't have to sing along to every tune. Maybe watch movies or watch a video or even I know and this triggers me too, where it's like watch something enjoyable and not so much educational. Put on a podcast that is a few hours that you're just like, yeah, I could have that on in the background and not so much taking notes and things like that. And this triggers me too. I'm feeling really good now. I'm happy for that. And you can use your woo-woo. You can do some spiritual things. Like I wrote out all the things that I'm going to, or I am releasing. It's on the paper in front of me right here. Then after I come off the live, I'm going to burn them, give them over to spirit, and then I'm going to lay down, watch some movies like horror videos on Skinwalker. It's actually, that's really fascinating that you say that, YT Social, because I feel as though, like, I make the joke that I love Tolkien and that, like the fights of Mordor sometimes soothe my soul, where, and this can go one of two ways. So this might not be for everyone, but sometimes when there's so much stuff happening out there and it's crazy and it's violent and you can't understand it, sometimes watching something that's a little bit scary or a little bit, like I like the fantasy stuff of it, can be very healing. It's kind of like every once in a while I'll put on like Tool music or Down with the Sickness, and I'll be just meditating and I'm like, wow. And I'm like, this is, it's making me feel better. Just let me get this out. Sometimes you just need a little bit of like that. Am I the only one, or just every once in a while, does that kind of like you put on a tune and you're like, I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna let them scream it out. And it feels nice to let that be something that's outside of me, but be like a little bit soothing. There are times that the solfeggio frequencies just don't hit it, and I need to just let the screams come in. And that's just me. That could be just me. I've seen Tool 2 times in my life and it shakes everything. I've seen Tool 2 times in my life and Melanie, that's amazing. I've only seen a Tool cover band once. I can't even imagine how life-changing that would be. That energy must have been so powerful. So powerful. Yes. It can be so healing and helpful. And I feel as though that's something that oh my goodness, Rachel, yes, you've mentioned Nine Inch Nails before. Oh my goodness. And it just can be, I'm just like thinking of times, she's like, no, I put on my Nine Inch Nails and all's well and it's good. And it's so, I feel as though there's such a misconception of the spiritual community where we can't be love and light all the time. Oh my God, it was 2222 when I said that. We can't be sunshine and rainbows all the time. We can express gratitude for things, and I love this is upgrading me. This is upgrading me because it can take emotions out of the experience that we're having. But to say, like, you're allowed to say, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm scared. You're allowed to say that. And it's so much better to release that, to get it out, than it's kind of like, and I make this analogy all the time. It's like you eat rotten food, it's coming up or it's coming down, but it's coming out your body. So if you have that fear, that frustration, that anger, that emotion inside of you, you get it out, up or down, but get her out, get her out. Y'all, the Lovers and the Two of Cups has come up. Y'all, you're healing some deep things inside of yourself and you're welcoming things in. Ooh, I love it when this card comes up reversed. I use this as, how do I say? When the Eight of Wands comes up straight, it's like things coming in quick. Things coming in quick. When it comes up reversed, it says to me, how can you turn like a seeming purgatory into like ecstasy, into ambrosia? If you feel like, oh, I'm living the same day every day, how can it be, oh my God, I get to do this every single day? I get to do this. I get to connect to my YouTube community online. I get to. Florence and the Machine, activate. Oh, I love this. Oh, yep. Yep, you gotta let that flow. You just let her flow. You just let her flow. Oh my goodness. That's very, yeah, Scorpio, Virgo, Aries. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I love this. If things feel slow, slow down with it. If things feel fast, slow down. If things feel, oh my God, another King reversed. This was the card that I posted today yes, soon. There is a trick that I had heard, and it was from Lewis Howes. And it was something that his fiance did around like every Christmas time or something. It was, they got the suitcase out and they started to walk around the house and like, I'm about to travel. I'm traveling. I'm going. I'm doing the thing. And they would just get the energy flowing. They would literally take the suitcase, like even if it's just the carry-on bag, and just walk it around the house. And I think that was a cultural thing, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, definitely so. This card, and I posted this today in the community section. I posted it on Instagram as well, which is like, if this is mastering our emotions over here, this one is just like, stay calm, girl, stay calm. My guy, stay calm. You can do this. Might feel like your head's on fire. Listen to Tool. Listen to Rage. Listen to the things. It's okay. It's all gonna be okay. This also says to me, we had the Knight of Cups come up straight up, but with the two Kings reversed, it might feel as though it's not like we're lonely. Lonely is kind of like the word that's the surface word, and then I'm looking underneath it. It kind of feels as though, and this is, did y'all ever see the Never Ending Story? You know when Atreus' horse gets stuck in the mud and it's just like that guttural scene? It might, does anyone else feel like that sometimes? Where you're like, no, why is this happening? And you're just Bastion and you're just crying into that sandwich. And it's just like, this might be aging me. I don't know, but I feel as though there might be some Neverending Story fans in there in here. But please, if that's something that resonates with you, it's a beautiful movie. But like I, to this day, fast forward that scene, to this day, can't. I just can't handle that. But it might feel like you're just a little bit, even if that's not the show for you, the movie for you, it might just feel like you're a little stuck in the mud. It's okay to feel that way, especially around the full moons. It's coming. Melanie, just, it popped into my head before the live, and I was like, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. But it's just like, it's too much. It's just too much. I can't. I mean, I have before, but it was, oh my gosh. Those movies were just different. They were different. Okay. Okay. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. 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 I can't deal with it. I just can't. Like they turned it into a meme at some point, and I was like, almost threw my phone across the room. I was like, I don't even care what your context is. I don't even care. It's just not okay. It's not okay. Oh my God. It's just, this is such a full moon in Cancer vibe for a live. I'm just so grateful that you're all here with me. It's just so beautiful. Let me see. The deck is splitting. Stop. For a lot of you, your time is coming and it's here and now. There's been a lot of frustration sometimes in the all signs readings that I've been getting, like some energetic pushback, definitely from Scorpio for the past little bit, and I want to say Aries. I can't remember fully off the top of my head, but I want to say, as I'm doing the reading and I'm, checking in with the energy of the sign, like, yeah, somebody's going to see you. And Scorpio a few times had been like, yeah, you said that 6 months ago, girl. You said that. You said that. You said that. And so it almost like made me like a little bit apprehensive to say, hey, someone's going to see you. But it's the energy of like playing to the empty room, playing to the empty live, or the first step of getting good at something is, stinking at it, is really just like doing it over and over, the reps and sets of it until, the right energy and the right moment in time for you to be seen or heard or experienced or connected to the right person, place, or thing. But, doing things continuously to really let this energy blossom. So saying, oh, I have to do this today. What do you want to do every day? And if you want to do something specifically every single day, but you're not doing it at the beginning and allowing yourself to stink at it, you know, and having some leadership based statements like, I don't know the answer to that. Or, I don't know. Let's find out together. That can be something that, oh my God, it's so good, because I was trying to record that this morning, where the lessons that we learned with the South Node in Libra is, were we ever lying to others or to ourselves? And, lying by omission can be a really, really intense thing. There's so many people that are entrepreneurs, that are healers, that are light workers, that are tarot readers in this group. So many people are energetic spiritual beings. And sometimes we think like, well, what if I don't know the answer? Then you just say, I don't know the answer. You just say, I don't know the answer. I had somebody reach out the other day asking if I did hypnosis. And I said, "No, I'm sorry, I don't. Like, I can, send you over." I, recommended Dr. Joe Dispenza type of information. And I was like, "Is there something that I can offer you?" And we ended up settling on a tarot reading. And I recorded a tarot reading. I sent it over to her. So I would rather not try to like ridiculously try to figure out. It's like lying on your resume saying like, "Oh, I can ride a horse," and then figuring out how to ride a horse. That's you can't lie to energy, you can't lie to spirit, and you can't definitely have your integrity of not lying to your clients and not lying to your community. But it's something that, used to scare me about lives, where I was worried like, "Well, what if I don't know the answer?" You just say you don't have the answer, then girl. Say I'm not the right, that's okay. Or there was this, oh, I've mentioned him a few times before and I forget his name. He's an Australian gentleman and he teaches language and he teaches, how to communicate. And I apologize that I'm blanking on his name. He has like very spiky hair and somebody asked him like, what if you're asked about something that you don't really know? And you just preface with, I'm not a master of that. I'm not a master of that, but my opinion is this. And I've used that in lives before, being asked about specific things. I'm not a master of that. That's not my study. That's not my realm, especially when it comes to human design. That's what I'll share with all of you because I study it because I'm fascinated by it, but it's not my mastery. So being able to say that and that energy of authenticity will find you the people that are looking for what it is that you have to offer, and it doesn't have to look like what we think it's going to look like. A lot of us, it's just, how do I say this? There's a lot of people in this group right now, that, there's such this break from, I create something and I'm a content creator. And then there's people that are like influencers that do it out there. What is the difference between the two of you? Not much, but repetition and audacity. So I want a lot of you to take that in because a lot of you don't have to figure out like what your product is or what your niche is in any capacity. It's just repetition and audacity and audacity and knowing that I could do that. I, love going to yoga. So I talk about yoga all the time. And there's someone in the group that I'm talking to. I go to yoga. I love going to yoga all the time. I post about it. And then all of a sudden, studios are just like sending you free classes so that you go to the class and you're given something for free. That's available. That energy exists on this planet. So when it comes to this full moon in Cancer, because it's so father and mother, capital F, capital M. It's so top, bottom. It's in the public life. What do I need to feel safe? So I would say definitely, count the people in your life that are meant to be in your life that don't. So who are your VIPs? Who are the people that, regardless of your knownness, regardless of whatever your subscriber count, your, job, whatever it may be, who are the people that are meant to be there with you, that you want in that inner circle, that you can share your wins with and your losses? Who are those people? And then outside of that, you've got your acquaintances, you got the people at the water bubbler, at your 3D job that you chit chat with, and you just say, "How you doing? What's going on?" And they'll come up to you because they're like, "Oh, you talk to the moon, don't you?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's a full moon. Everybody's gonna be a little cuckoo pants." And they'll ask questions, but you don't invite them to Thanksgiving dinner. And then everybody else outside of that, think of them as, audience, fans, spectators, or just strangers. Just strangers. And it is so important during times of big releasing as well as massive activations. The 15th, we have the sun opposite Mars, to just say, who are the people that matter? Who are my family? What do I need to feel safe in a world of certain uncertainty? Home is within us. Home is within our heart. It's within our body. It's within our skin. It's right here. And we're so blessed. This group, we are so blessed. We are so blessed. We have roofs over our head. We have access to technology and electricity. We can connect across time and space. We have water. We have muffins. We have tea. We have coffee. We have tarot cards. We have fingers and toes. We have kittens. We have puppies. We have each other. And it's so important when we lead with gratitude. People think of it, they can slough it off because it's so simple. But in worlds of certain uncertainty, your mind, your brain, this beautiful muscle. It's a figuring out machine. It's looking for things to label, saying, oh, this is this color. This is a cup. This is green, but this is kind of teal, but it's kind of this. But then this is a circle. This is this. It's looking for things to label. So when you express gratitude and you start with 5 things, or start with 3 things, start with 1 thing, start with 10 things, whatever it may be, then your brain starts to get a little chugga to say, okay, what else can we find? Ooh, I'm grateful for this. Oh, I'll look around for this. 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 Okay, there's sometimes when I'm doing that, my guides are showing me an image, then I'm like, do I have to talk about this? And they're like, yeah, you have to talk about this. And so you see some researchers say brain spark is actually the soul. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's very true. I think it was in an old documentary. I'll just never forget. I really think it was in this, but please, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But it was in this documentary, like what the bleep do we know? It was about like quantum mechanics, quantum physics, an older documentary. And there was just a clip, and I was in massage therapy school many years ago, and just popping into my brain, where he's like, we've looked in every single orifice of the body. We can't find you. Isn't that interesting? And isn't that interesting? Can't find you. So the brain is a muscle. It's inside the body. The soul running the whole thing. It's like that electrical current, that plug. Oh God, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Okay. So pretty much, I mean, if you've met me in real life, this doesn't end. Like I'm asking strangers everywhere I go, what are you most grateful for? All the things. It's just this doesn't end. It can't. I've been in the darkness and I've focused on the darkness while in the darkness. But when you're in the darkness, you must recognize that you are the light inside of you. Yes. 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 And so when it talks about when this is a good tool to help you kind of decide like these are my VIP people, these are my acquaintances, and this is everyone outside. And this is a good reminder for people to also always be yourself and to not hold back. Whereas, a lot of you know I recently moved and I got a new gym. So I've been at my new gym. I don't really know that many people there. And so I was asking one of the workers, like, do I do kettlebells over here? Do I do this over here? JC, it's so good to see you. Just so good to see you. And so I was asking the woman, like, do I do kettlebells here? Do I do them over here? And she said, I don't know. That's okay. This is good. Do that. I never want to be using the kettlebells in the wrong space. But it was just, when you're at a gym and you're just like, this is not efficiently put together. It was a new gym. They tried their best. And it's so clean and lovely and wonderful. Like, I love every little bit about it. But I was like, there's a lot of things that you could have placed differently. But that's just me and my OCD. And so chatted with that woman. I forget how we got onto the topic, but I introduced myself. I'm like, Sarah, I do all this and blah, 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 blah. And so when I saw this woman, I was like, oh yeah, nice to see you. Good to see you. So I was there on a Sunday and I just asked her, I was like, what are you most grateful for today? 3 things. And her first words, I'm not grateful for anything today. And in that moment, I was like, nope, nope, yeah. So I just had a box for this person without judgment. Yeah, without judgment. It's like, that's where this person is. If I invite them into my inner circle, even into my acquaintance bubble, I'm going to judge, but I'm not even going to open that door. I'm not going to teach you. I'm not going to open that window. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let you be in your arena because to you, there's nothing to be grateful for. And that's not my vibe. That's not my vibe. So when we lead with that, if I wasn't my rambunctious self, and if I didn't ask those questions, and if I didn't lead with gratitude and ask people around me what they were grateful for, maybe I would not have figured that out until later on. There's a lot of us in this group that are so bright and spiritual and have the tarot language and have the mindfulness language and have the spiritual language and have the gratitude language, but they're just stepping into I'm just learning how to share this, or I'm just stepping into my practice, doing all of these things. Exactly, JC. I don't have small talk anymore. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk about the weather. I don't want to talk about any of those things. You want to talk about weather manipulation? Let's go. But I don't want to talk, I don't want to fill space with words. There's perspective that I channeled once and I've heard before, which is like, think of at the end of your life. You're handed the script of all the words that you said, and you only get so many. Do you want to fill it with filler? Or do you want to actually say, those were the words that I picked. Those were the words that I decided to. Yes, it's a big topic right now, JC. It's a big topic. And I feel as though if nothing else, it's opening the conversation. It's opening a massive conversation. There is no right or wrong. There is no full answer. And I just don't think that from my perspective, there's like, this is the whole thing or this is the whole thing. There's no right or wrong, but everything, the whole planet is like this pimple that's just really popping right now. And it is destructive and it is emotional, especially this full moon, especially the Mars opposition, the sun. There's so much intensity everywhere that talking about it in our little life, that's the whole world. Like, from my perspective, there's nothing that's happening outside of this conversation with all of you right now. This is the entire universe right now. And tomorrow is not guaranteed. So I want to enjoy every single bit of my life with you. Choose the words that I actively want to speak in this world. Ooh. Yes, thank you, JC. Please start that conversation. We're just all feeling. Even at the beginning, JC, I was saying, like, I don't have the full answer. We're just all showing up. I made muffins. For us. They're cherry, gluten-free, sugar-free, use coconut sugar, and cinnamon muffins. They're really good. I made muffins for us. So let's pull one more. Yes. Or this is a beautiful card. A really celebratory card. Could be releasing that judgment. This is me. Another. Oh my God. Okay, let me just show you these real quick underneath the deck. I wanted to mention this before. We might feel not lonely, but it was the never-ending story analogy. It might just feel when, a lot of court cards are reversed that we're doing this on our own. We're figuring it out on our own. And we don't always have someone that we can lean on. One of the most powerful things that someone in my community can say to me is, hey, I can't show up today. Hey, I can't hold space for you. I don't have the answers to that question. Or can we cancel? Can we reschedule? Because I would never want someone in my tribe to feel less than by being in my presence. And that can be very powerful around this full moon. That can be very, very powerful. And reminding yourself, like, who can you celebrate your wins and losses with? Your time of action will come, and you'll know the second that it's supposed to happen. If it feels suspended, be suspended. This could be a time of rest is coming, or a time of rest is just weaning, whatever it may be. This is fascinating. I'm just listening to the guides right now. They're showing me like a lion that's like an actual like full-size lion that's just caught up in like a tangle of yarn, like a kitten would be. Like a little kitten would be. And just because the lion, and this is very true for my spiritual community, is like, especially when you're super intuitive, you'd be like, I can rip you apart. I can rip you apart with my intuition. I can tell you what's what. Sometimes my brain has said that. If I get like a mean comment, I'm like, I can read it to you. You want to talk about your mother father issues? You want to do this? You want to go across the world? And I'm like, Sarah, come on. But this is just because you have a big roar doesn't mean you have to always use it. It's like, choose your adversary wisely. It's especially with the South Node finishing up its transit in Libra, which is the house of open enemies. If you're choosing to keep an enemy with you with the South Node going into Virgo, then they're there. Then they're there. Then they're there. What else we got? Let me get a straight up. Yeah, there's like pretty much every single court card has come up reversed. So I just want to find us a straight upper, straight up major, straight up major. Yeah, we're in a lunar time, y'all. We're in a lunar time. In a lunar time. Let's see. Feeling settled and secure, but also anxious for something new. Yes. GC Taurus rising. This is my third house, and I'm looking at van life, but I gotta sell my car. So much linked to last July. Yes. 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 Oh, all the mother father wounds coming up, completely exhausted and nauseous. Let it come up, Mel. Let it come up. Let it all come up, and sending love to you. It's very, I feel as though, and show of hands, has this been happening? Like you'll do something, you'll have like a bunch of energy for one thing, and then you have to like rest a whole bunch more after. Or like you just have like this weird pop of energy, and then it's like, yeah, yeah. Moon is a giant rock. There's many people that thought that it was like a base. A base. All the love to you. I'm so grateful for all of you. So grateful for all of you. And there's also a lot of perspectives that say that science and spirituality are going to find more of a connection and more of a common language because there's so many different timelines, there's so many different perspectives, and very much Truman Show. Very much Truman Show. I love that. Yes. Oh, JC, Sarah, what's up with you? It's been such a beautiful roller coaster of emotions. At the same time, nothing has slowed down, like, at all. So I give myself time to rest when it's time to rest, and time to work when it's time to work, and one of the coolest things that happened last week that I'd really love to invite all of you for this week is that there was a few questions that were asked about specific videos. And so there was a question that was asked about dreams and about aspects in astrology last week. I got a question that I'm going to do a video on all of the different interdimensional, multidimensional species and kind of like the difference between them and connecting and all the different things like that. And it's I would love to invite all of you, if there is something specific that you'd like me to talk about, what would it be? Is there a specific topic that I had not covered? Kate, yeah, I'm going to do a whole video on all of the interdimensionals. The ones that I have so far that I wrote down that I'm going to talk about: Palladians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Angels, Lyrians, Reptilians, the Greys, and etheric beings, like the ones that you can't really see, like the wisp, 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 wisp. Oof, dreams are about to get fascinating. Yes, absolutely. Super interested in the Lyres. I'm gonna do a whole video on all of them and kind of like the different energies and how to tell, like, if you're gonna like how to tell kind of like what their vibe is when you're connecting to them, like how you can tell a little bit of like if you're, a Lyran starseed and those types of things. And it was really interesting, like as I was just writing down. That's a really great question. It's not in my reality. Do you believe in the 13th sign? I know a lot of people that it's a really great way to understand multidimensionality or multiple timelines, that a lot of people follow that really intensely. It's not a part of my timeline, but there's nothing wrong with it. Some people follow it very specifically. There's really no right or wrong way. In the same way that I follow the mean North Node and South Node and the mean Lilith and not the true North Node and South Node, they both exist. So it really just depends on the vibration. And it's kind of the same way that what I would recommend for people that, I've met people that have maybe like their birth time. It's not so much that they don't have the time. It's like my mom says it's either 10:20 or 11:20, or it's wide enough that maybe the moon shifts as well as the ascendant sign shifts. This is a great time to use pendulums and just start to do like holding the chart in your hand and seeing if it like you fall forward or you fall back. It's a really great opportunity for you to step into a new level of intuitive practice to say which one resonates with me and which one doesn't resonate with me. So I find absolutely no judgment. There's literally, in the same way that around here we speak from I statements and we don't say like, you liking coffee at sea is not the way. It's like, that might vibe for you, that might vibe for someone else. And there's really no right or wrong way. There's been so many people within my like human community that have talked about they're experiencing something with someone that I'm going to be sensitive about this. So I had a friend, she was chatting with another friend of hers, and they were in like a larger group of gals. And then it was basically like a Mandela effect where they were like, she's on a different timeline than I'm on, where there was an experience maybe 5 years ago that involved another person. I hope I'm saying this right. So we have person A, person B, and person C. So person A, B, and yes, person A and person B and person C. So person A and B are talking about an experience with person C. And person A remembers person B having troubles with person C. They had drama, there was something involved. Person B says, I don't remember person C. I don't have a memory of that. So person A just said, oh, they're on a different timeline. It's not like I'm going to remind you, I'm going to pull up the receipts and say, you hated that person, you had trouble with that person. When you heal things, everything shifts and changes. Everything shifts and changes. So I'm never going to be one to say, how do I say? You know, I've had people, oh my God, I had someone comment on a video once and they said, this is baloney to me. And I was like, first of all, you threw in a baloney. Like that's top drawer. That's like top shot flicker right there. But that's baloney to them. I'm not going to convince them that my reality has to be their reality. They're expressing themselves from my statements. That's their belief system. I don't have to comment that person. I just like the comment. Yeah. Yeah. Could you add the Syrians? Yes, I absolutely can. Thank you for asking that. Let me put it in there. Da, 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 da. And so is there anything else that, hold on. I'm going to do videos this week on the North Node going into Pisces and the South Node going into Virgo. I'm going to do a whole all signs reading on that. Is there anything else that I have not touched upon aside from the interdimensional, multidimensionals that you would like me to do a full video on? Please think about it. Like, comment below, let me know, send me an email, whatever is easiest and best for you. But let me know how I can best support. It was so helpful to receive those questions last week. What is Cancer energy for me? Cancer is a really beautiful, warm, and very intense energy for me. It's the cardinal water energy. I feel as though, and I spoke of it at the very beginning of like the introduction to all signs reading for Cancer energy, where I feel as though they can be overlooked as being like too emotional, or you're too this or you're too that. But because it's cardinal emotions energy, they say the things that nobody else is saying. Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, they are the first ones to say, like, nobody's talking about this. And they will express themselves in the best way that they know how. It'll really depend on the rest of the big three or the Mercury placement. But I feel as though when it comes to Cancer energy, you have to leave with heart. Cancer is the mother. Yes. Cancer, capital M, Cancer runs the fourth house. Home, safety down here is key. So I feel like with this full moon, as well as with Mars retrograde in Cancer, and as well as the 15th of the sun opposite Mars in Cancer energy, this is like, you come for my safety, I'm going to lash out irrationally. You come for, like, if I feel as though my safety is getting poked, I'm getting triggered in my belief systems, or even like we were just talking about, like my reality. If my reality is getting poked at, if someone is saying like, that's not the right reality, that could start a spar. And so if we just say, have your own reality, it doesn't affect me. You can think that it's baloney because you use the word baloney. And I just it was so good. It was so good. Did your beliefs, guiding philosophy come from your mom, or you had issues with your mom around that? No, I think we both had our own. That's a great question. I think we both had our own spiritual journey that kind of at this point in time has come to, we don't always see eye to eye. She definitely speaks more of the angelic language than the channeling galactic beings language, which is totally fine. She understands the astrology language as well, but is still very new to it. I think that we both had to go through our own life and our own realities to get to the point that we're at right now. And we both have like very, very specific, soul bonds to each other. So we have it did not come from my parental teachings. No. So I am definitely an experiential learner. And the way that I've come to my belief systems now has come from trial and error. And again, like my entire series on waking up post woke, like my awakening story, it's hours of my human tale. So you can definitely go watch that. But I was not born into a family that had this language. I was raised more Catholic and, have teeter-tottered and gone from each end of the pendulum swing to just come back to existence. And this present moment for myself is really all that exists, really all that exists. My Scorpio rising friend really struggles with that with her mom, lots of push pull. And yes, yes. And I try my best to, with my own self-awareness of my energy type, like I've talked about, I'm a projector in human design. And so I wait for the invitation regardless of the human being that I'm communicating with. So if I'm asked, Sarah, what's your opinion on this? What do you think? What do your tarot cards say? What does this say? What does this say? What does this say? It's very like, what's going on? Is everybody speaking from I statements in here? I hope so, because I'm trying my best to answer questions. And it's full moon energy. So I know I can't control the way that anybody speaks in the group, but I really would love to always lead with love if we possibly can, if we can. But I'll catch up afterwards once I finish with this. But if I'm asked about my perspective and opinion, then I'll absolutely share it. But my reality is my reality, and I don't need anyone else to entertain that for me to live in my life. There's many other seasons of my life where I did not have that, where I expected people to entertain, you have to believe this, or you have to believe my story, you have to believe this, you have to believe this, you have to believe this for me to feel safe within my own skin. But now I know who I am. I know what I believe. I know what I channel. I'm very clear within that, and I know where I'm going. And that's really all that matters. I have my connection to spirit, soul, God, spirit, all that is. And that's all I can ever have. So, all right. I love you all so much. My little Sybil should start to wake up, so I'm gonna go spend some time with her, go watch some shows, and just cry it out. Maybe take a shower, go for another walk, and just let the full moon highlight what needs to come up. Highlight what needs to come up. I love you all so much, and I just really hope that you enjoy this day. Again, mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you so much. Love you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I will definitely be focused on the interdimensional videos if there's and the North Node and the South Node videos this week. If there are any other videos that you're keen for, please always reach out. As well as the Aquarius season is starting. What, next week? Is it next week? Oh my God, it starts on Sunday. Yeah. What did I title that one? Hold on. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Yeah, Aquarius season. Let's make this weird. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Happy full moon, everyone. Please reach out if you have any questions. Please share this with anyone that you think could utilize this information. And I'm always here if I can be helpful. Love you.